wholeheartedly to conduct this international virtual learning series with the blessing of Almighty, our founder, Kalvi Vallal Deivathiriti Kalasalingam Ayya, with the support of our chairman, Ilaya Vallal Dr. S. Sridharan sir, for the international virtual learning series titled on creating innovative minds in natural products in association with the Indian Pharmaceutical Association, South Tamil Nadu local branch, head office at Arulumigu Kalasalingam College of Pharmacy. Today I will very much honored to welcome our eminent personality, veteran teacher, well-known researcher, and our honorable resource person, Professor Dr. Mahendran. Yes, Mahendran, Faculty of Pharmacy and Health Sciences, University of Kuala Lumpur, Royal College of Medicine, Perak, Malaysia, to grace this occasion. Thank you, Professor Dr. S. Mahendran, sir, for accepting our invitation and spending your precious time with us. We are fully appreciate you for finding the time to be with us, despite of your busy schedule. So your gracious presence will further enthuse our students. Most welcome, Dr. Mahendran, sir. Most welcome you, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. Can I share my slide? Yeah.
I hope this session will be a good platform for our students. My dear enthusiastic students, kindly utilize this great opportunity to explore your knowledge. This is the first and foremost needy for your career. Next, I welcome all the professors, faculty members, and my dear enthusiastic students for today's session. All the very best, my dear students. Once again, I welcome you all. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. Welcome, sir.
Yeah.
Please continue, sir. Please, you can proceed.
Yeah. Can you see my slide now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Good morning to everyone, and thank you very much to Dr. Venkatesan sir for the kind introduction. And I take this opportunity to thank Kalasalingam College of Pharmacy for the invitation of this international virtual learning series. The topic I was chosen for my today's presentation is creating innovative minds in natural products. So why I was chosen this topic is because in pharmacy discipline, we do a lot of research and a lot of publications, but we are lacking innovatives. But our students are more innovative and as well as creative. What we need to do as a lecturer and faculty members, we need to initiate innovative culture among our students so that we can see many innovative products in the market, especially which is made up of natural products. So in any countries, economic is not mainly depending on the research, because research is one of the another component of innovation. So economic is not only depending on research. So innovation is also play a major role in economic growth and development in many countries. So in my presentation today, I'm going to highlight how you can create innovative ideas, and how you can, from that innovative ideas, how you can make an innovative product. And especially, I'm going to cover more on natural products. And I have seen in the monitor, there are many PharmD students. So PharmD students also can do something innovative, which is useful to the healthcare sectors. So I'm going to cover certain innovative product also, which may be very useful for the PharmD students to get some idea. So from this, maybe later on in future, you can develop more innovative products, and that can be commercialized, and that will be very useful to the society and also to the public. Okay, so today in my presentation, I'm going to talk more about innovation. So we must know what is the difference between research and innovation. So research, everybody knows, which is maybe addition or improvement of already existing technology. Means, for example, what we do in research, we do some kind of literature review, and during the literature review, we come to know what all the studies has been done earlier by the previous researchers. Then from that, we grab some ideas how to make further to proceed with another research. So that is called research. So innovation means something original and novel, which is invented for the first time, and such things are having great impact in the society. Means innovative means something you are coming up with a product. So and that product should be commercialized form. Not you are getting in an idea is not an innovation. Your idea to be implemented, and it is supposed to be converted into a product form, and that product supposed to be reached to the public. So then only the innovation component will be fulfilled. Yeah, but research also very important in academic side. Even it is one of the main component for innovation, because from the research you get some idea. So based on that idea, you can create some innovative products. So that always the research will be front end of the innovation life cycle. So as we know, in pharmacy field, we have so many programs, including diploma pharmacy, we have bachelor of pharmacy, we have PharmD, master of pharmacy, and PhD in pharmacy. And around 3,000 institutions are offering pharmacy courses. But our innovation contribution when compared to other countries, which is not significant. And the recent survey stating that we are in 60th position. Actually, in the population wise, we are second largest country in the world, and we are producing more pharmacists, but we are not producing the innovators. So based on this presentation, at least you may get some idea how to make some innovative product. And in future, at least in 5 years of time, at least we should move to below 25th rank. Means even small countries like Singapore, even Thailand and some other countries, they come up with so many innovative products. And still we are depending on some countries like China. China, they come up with so many innovative products, and that products only we are using. So now, as you know, we are producing so many pharmacists. We are doing more research, but we are not producing the innovative products. So definitely this presentation will be very helpful to the faculty as well as to the students to get some idea how to make innovative products, especially based on the natural product. So normally our area of research is mostly in pharmaceutics. We do formulation and manufacturing. We do pharmacology and toxicology, pharmacognosy and natural products, pharmaceutical chemistry. So these first four categories which I mentioned here, you can do more innovative products based on natural products. And other platforms, something like pharmacy practice, pharmaceutical analysis, biotechnology, drug regulatory affairs, pharmacoinformatics, still they can do some innovative product, which is not, it is not necessary to take natural product as one of the main ingredient to make an innovative product. So you can come up with some kind of instrument or device can be useful to the public as well as to the doctors and the healthcare sectors. So that also consider as an innovative. And what we do in our laboratory research, we do individually. For example, in academic, they do research only on academic related research. Means that whatever the research they do, just they go for publication. So after publication, the next researcher will come and follow the same procedure. They do another research, they do publication, and that's all. So that we cannot see in a product form in the market. So what innovators they do, they convert research into a product. So that means we need to have some kind of collaboration. For example, those are working in academic or those are doing project in academic, what we need to do, we need to have a collaboration with industries. We need to have a collaboration with some clinic, and we must come to know what they need exactly. So then based on that, you can get an idea and you can produce some product which is really useful to the society. So So in the career choice also for the pharmacist, whether you can become a community pharmacist or maybe hospital pharmacist, and also you can work in academic as an academicians, and you can work in industry as an R&D researcher. But apart from these category, we normally we teach our students these are the only 5 career opportunities for our B.Pharm students or maybe the PharmD students. But there are one more very important career opportunity is entrepreneurship. So entrepreneurship normally it comes from the innovators. Entrepreneurship is something like business. So how you can create a new product and how you can start up a new business and how you can create a new job to the many people. So that way we can see economic growth and development in the country. So we need to produce pharmacist entrepreneurs means we need to make a product something related to health sector fields. Okay, so I'm going to highlight 12 dozens of ideas, how you can get innovative ideas and how you can develop an innovative mind to the students as well as to others. So the first one, what you need to do, maintain a keen sense of curiosity. So the most innovative people in the world are also the most inquisitive among us. So they ask lots of questions. So we may think people, if those are asking some questions, we may avoid, we may maintain some distance with them. That we should not do it actually. Either the person supposed to be asked many questions within them, or maybe you can ask, we can keep other people who can ask many questions because questions only create innovations. We need to ask why this product is useful, why we cannot change this product to another form, what is the advantages of this product, what is the disadvantages of this product. So you need to ask so many questions among you, then that will leads you to get some innovative ideas. And similarly you need to have some kind of interaction with many people, which they may give some kind of opposite views from us. Normally, we keep people away; those are having opposite views among us. So that we should not do it. Actually, we have to keep the people who is having opposite views between for us, so that they from them we can automatically get an idea because they are opposite views. They will tell clearly what is a mistake that you are doing and what can be done to the next. And the second one is you need to jot down the ideas and thoughts. So you will need something to capture and organize your ideas and thoughts as you go about your day learning new things. So every day when you go outside or maybe when you work in a laboratory, you may get some idea. But immediately what we do, we don't write it in a paper or maybe we don't write it in a notebook. So what we do after 1 or 2 days, we may forget that idea which you get it. So what you need to do, and you need to practice as a student or maybe the faculty members. So you need to jot down whatever the ideas that you get it in that particular period of time. So try jotting down everything that comes to your head, including random words, phrases, and even doodle. So whatever you get in your mind, you just write it first, and later on we should do some kind of literature review whether this kind of product is available in the market or not. So how we can modify that product, how we can implement our ideas into that products, like that we can get an idea. And the third one is seek out a new experience. So normally as pharmacy people, what we think, we normally do all the research or innovations more related to pharmacy field only. Sometimes it is okay, but what we need to do, we need to think something out of box. Means we need to come out from the pharmacy field. Maybe you can have a tie-up with some engineering students or faculty, or maybe other background people. Then you can come up with some new and innovative products. So that means you need to come out from the comfort zone because our comfort zone is we do a lot of research on more related to pharmacy only. So once you come out from the comfort zone, then automatically you get an idea. Similarly, the greatest innovators are often individuals who learn from different fields and merge them together into something extraordinary. So means you have to collaborate with other background researchers so that collaboratively you can do and you can come up with a new product. And the fourth one is practice mindfulness. So it is continuous attempt to pay attention what is going around us. and focus on the present makes us accessible to new ideas for the innovation. So what is going on in and around us, that is very important. So for example, now the thing is COVID-19 is all over the world, many people are suffered. So you have to think something innovative to innovative things. For example, now we have so many different types of masks are available, the face shields are available, so those are innovative product only. So we need to think something, the product which is useful to the current scenario. You should not think some product which is already existing in the market, something like that. So your mind should be always focus on the present problem and situation, so that it will be easy to sell the product, and that will reach the customers very faster. So focusing on only one task at a time, so that also very important. Some people, what they do, they think too many ideas. That also sometimes very dangerous. So what you need to do, if you think one idea, from that idea itself, you can go up to the root level. So that idea can be implemented and that can be converted into a product form. If you think so too many ideas, then definitely you may get some kind of confusion, which one to be implemented and what are the difficulties that you may get it. So that and all very difficult to access for many ideas if you get it. And the next one is sometimes you need to take risk as well as you must make some mistakes as well. So that also will be very helpful to get some innovative ideas. So see mistakes as opportunities for perfecting their innovation. Some people, they may think when you do research or maybe some kind of laboratory work, you may do mistake, but that mistake will give some kind of miracle results actually. So mistakes are very common. So from that mistake, you should make an opportunity to create an innovative product and keep pushing your boundaries. So don't make any boundaries. You have to do this one only and you have to do that one only, not like that. So you can do anything, but you need to have a, if something you cannot be done, you might be having idea, you can collaborate with other people who can make that product. So instead of that, you might be having idea, but you may think that cannot be done by ourselves. So why we should try that one like that? It should not. You have to avoid that one. So you have to see who can make our product. So you can collaborate with them. So it will be easy for them. So you have to always pushing your boundaries line. Then one more thing, very important thing is you need to share your ideas. So whenever you think about something innovative, you need to share with your friends or maybe colleagues or maybe even some people who is having different ideas, so that when you discuss with them, automatically you get one idea to another one, which is better, which you might be thought previously. So keep sharing and selling your ideas to people you encounter. So automatically you get many new ideas to make some innovative products. And stay persistent. Sometimes when you make an innovative product, the thing is it may not be successful in the first time or second time, or maybe you maybe get failure results in 10 times, but you should not be worry for that one. So you have to keep move on to the next level, so that automatically one day, one fine day, definitely your product can be a successful product. So because of failure, you should not leave it as it is. So we have a very good example, Thomas Edison. He tried and he found almost 10,000 ways that didn't work before succeeding in creating the light bulb. So creativity and innovation, we cannot make it immediately. You may get some failures, and from that failures and mistake, you have to make an opportunity, and that opportunity will leads you to produce an innovative products and successful product as well. Because if you don't get any failure, if you are easily making some products, sometimes it may not be sustainable in the market. If you get failure, then automatically you learn many things, and you will get opportunity to know more about that product. So finally, from the failure, when you make a new product, so that will become a successful product. And the next one is take solitude breaks. So breaks also very important, because innovation and creative means you are using your mind actually, because brainstorming is very important to get an creativity, to get an innovative mind setup. But at the same time, if you think too much about in your mind, so you need some kind of relaxation as well. So take some of your breaks alone by going for long walk, taking showers. You can do exercise or indulge in daydreaming to connect with your subconscious. So you need to have some kind of relaxation mind also to think about something. So what normally the innovators think, they might be having the habit of traveling. They go alone and they may think something about what can be done, what can be created. So that your peaceful of mind is very very important to get an innovative idea. So this will be very useful. And next one is build on existing ideas. So innovators most of the time they may think innovation means it is totally new. It is not wrong actually. So you can make some new product based on the product which is already existing in the market. Okay, for example, you can take car. So every 2 years or 3 years, even you can see the handphones, mobile phones. Every year there are some kind of additional things are included in the handphone. So that all consider as an innovation. It means you are making something different from the already existing products. It means, or even sometimes the people they merge two product, already existing product, and that can be converted into a single product, which will be more useful to the customers. So a true innovators must open him or herself to as many potential ideas as possible, identify patterns and connections between them, and finally assimilating them together to come up with an innovation which is better than before. But one very important thing, when you make product from the existing one, it should be having some advantages. That is very very important. See, for example, if you make one product which is already maybe existing in the market, but that product, the product which you have created, having more disadvantages when compared to the original product which is available in the market. That means you didn't do some innovation. Innovation means it must have some kind of advantages when compared to the existing product which is available in the market. And one more thing, very important thing is you need to ask your customers, because customers are very, very important. Because customers will say exactly what is the advantages of the product and disadvantages of the product. So when you make some kind of survey with some kind of questionnaire and asking to the customers about some product, they will clearly tell what is advantages of that product and disadvantages of the product. So from that also you can get lot of ideas actually. So from the customers you get idea means definitely you can produce a cheaper, faster and easier to use those kind of products, and which is available in different styles and colors. And listen to these requests carefully and choose the ones that will really pay back. So when you get answers from the customers, maybe out of 10 questions, maybe 8 or 9 questions may be very useful, and 1 or 2 may not be useful to make your product. So those you need to exclude, and you have to take what are the answers given by the customer. So based on that, definitely you can make a good product, and that way you can easily satisfy the customers, because directly you ask the customers, you know their the problems by using that product, so you are rectifying those problems. So it is easy for us to make those kind of product and sell it in the market. And the 11th one is use difficulties and complaints. So if customers have some kind of difficulties with any aspect of using your product, or if they register complaints, then you have a strong starting point for innovations. Okay, for example, some product maybe you might be innovated and you might be already selling in the market, but the customers they may give some kind of feedback based on the usage of our products. So that feedback will be the starting point of new innovation. Okay? So make your product easier to use, eliminate the current inconvenience, because the customers will tell what is the convenience point of your product and inconvenience point of your product. Okay, so and introduce improvements that overcome the complaints, so that will easily reach into the market, and the customers also they choose your product compared to the existing products, because you already clear all the complaints whatever they have been raised previous in the existing product. And you can also use some social medias to get some ideas. So nowadays social media is one of the powerful tool to get many ideas. Okay, for example, you should not share exactly what is the innovative idea that you have, or what is the innovative idea that you are looking for. You can make some kind of common questions to the public about some product. So automatically they give some kind of comments in the Facebook or maybe LinkedIn or maybe any uh, other social medias like Twitter. So based on that also you can get some ideas, and that ideas can be implemented, and that also we can make you can make so many innovative products. So many early adopters are active on social network groups and will happily respond with suggestions. Especially the youngsters, they are very fast response they give when you put any kind of questions in the social media, so that you can get lot of ideas from them, and that idea can be implemented into a prototype. So these are all the 12 method that you can get idea and you can create ideas. You can make some innovative product based on these ideas. So next I'm going to talk about, because my talk is mainly about natural products. So the whatever I have been covered so far, that is too general, which can be applied for other field also. So how you can get an idea. So next I'm going to cover about natural products. So what is the current practice in a natural product research? So first we must know what is natural products. So natural products, which includes a large or diverse group of substance from various natural sources. And most of them, they are thinking about natural products means it is only obtained from plants. It's not correct. It also obtained from bacteria, it also obtained from fungi, even insect, marine organisms, and even also sometimes higher order of animals. So we can get natural products. So whatever the products which is obtained from the natural source, that is considered as a natural products. And discovering promising new drug candidate from natural products are extremely difficult. So we know natural products means it is a lengthy process, because you need to do extraction, isolation, then followed by you need to do some kind of in vitro, in vivo studies. It is one of the time consuming process. So due to this, many scientists they focus on developing and testing synthetic molecules. But even though many people they turn to synthetic side, but still the natural given strong point to start up some kind of innovative products. So we have so many examples in the olden days. So what are the products which is currently available in the market, which is derived from natural source only. Initially, they may get the structure from the natural source, and that can be synthesized, and that can be done so many derivatives. And we have one of the very good example is penicillin from penicillium fungus, and we have the chloroquine, means the quinine molecule from the cinchona tree. So we have so many molecules, and it has been used for the treatment of many diseases. So still the natural products play a major role to cure many diseases. Even in COVID-19 also nowadays, the people turn to Ayurvedic side and Siddha and homeopathy. So this all considered as a natural way of treatment. So still we have a boom to make many products based on the natural products and natural source. So our researchers normally they put a lot of effort towards the discovery of new natural molecules to fight against many diseases, and even the institution they offer uh, the researchers to do some kind of research which is related to drug discovery and development, and also to test novel compounds for use as candidate therapeutics. So next I'm going to cover about what is the normal or traditional practice, what we do exactly in our laboratory. Then I will say how we convert this into a innovative product. First, I will cover what we are doing currently in the laboratory. So what we do normally, if anybody, if you are asking them to do a natural product related research or innovation, what they do literature review to get some idea. So based on the literature review on traditional uses and ethnomedical uses, they choose some plant, and what they need to do, they need to get these information from the reliable ethnomedical data on using the traditional system. So there are, for example, nowadays when you put online anything, you can get some kind of answers, but that is whether it is reliable source or not, that is very important. So whenever you choose any kind of plant material for your research or maybe the innovation, so you need to cross verify with the traditional use of that particular plant by using the reliable ethnomedical data, not through online source, because online source every time may not be 100% truthful. So you need to check with some books which is already available, like Indian medicinal plants. We have Materia Medica. So those books you can refer. So based on that, you can get lot of information about that particular plant. Then collecting specimens from the correct genera and species used in the traditional system. So sometimes you may choose different plant, but when you do collection, you may collect the different one. So that also you need to take care when you collect the medicinal plant, because based on the ethnomedical data, you may get different information about different plants. But when you do collection, you may collect different species or genera. So you have to be very careful when you do the collection, whether you are collected the correct genera or species which is mentioned in the ethnomedical data. Then after that, what researcher normally we do authentication of the plant material with the help of botanist. So the botanist must be a certified person. And what botanists they do, normally they check your plant material with the herbarium documentation. So from that, they will identify exactly what is the plant name, which species it is belongs to, and they will provide a voucher specimen. That is very, very important, because that will leads, because later on, for example, if you develop some product, for example, but in future somebody they come to know you have not used the correct species, so that will be problem again. So what you need to do, whenever you do selection of any plant material, the certified botanist certificate is very, very important, and the voucher specimen of herbarium also very important, because that will leads you, and that we can show as an evidence that you have been collected the correct species for your research or maybe the innovative product. And the next one, chemotaxonomy and molecular biology are helpful for plant identification. And normally, even the botanist, for further confirmation, what you can do, you can make some kind of transfer section. You can do macrobiological, macroscopical, or microscopical characters of that particular plant, so that it will be easy for you to reconfirm that particular species of the plant. So after the selection of the plant material, after collection, then identification, then what we do normally, we go for basic operational steps. That means we need to wash the plant material and we need to separate it. And after the separation, we need to keep the plant material for drying. So drying, there are many methods are available, but the appropriate method is freeze drying or maybe shade drying. You can dry the plant material under shade, or maybe sometimes some researchers or innovators, not what they normally they do, they keep the plant material in the hot air oven, benchtop oven. So you can keep the plant material inside for the drying purpose, but at the same time, you have to maintain the temperature at room temperature, actually below 37 degree. That is 35 to 37 degrees Celsius. You can maintain, so that the constituents which is present in the plant material will not be lost actually. And grinding also very, very important, because the grinding, when you make a grinding, you should not make it into a fine powder form or maybe too coarse form. What you need to do, you have to make appropriate coarse powder form according to the method of selection of extraction. So for example, if you select Soxhlet extraction method to extract our plant material, then you need to choose coarse powder form. For example, if you go for some kind of extraction like sonication or maybe other type of very simple extraction process like maceration type, then you should go for little bit smaller size of that particles. So the particle size also very, very important when you make extraction process. Then extraction, as we know, there are so many new methods are available. We have microwave assisted extraction, we have supercritical fluid extraction, apart from Soxhlet extraction and maceration methods. So these methods are very useful to reduce the amount of solvent, because if you consume more amount of solvent, that means you are using toxic chemicals, and that is toxic to the researcher as well as to the public as well as to the environment as well. So when you choose the method, you have to choose the method which can be used very less quantity of solvent to do the extraction process. for the extraction, the solvent is very, very important. So our aim is mainly to isolate or extract the secondary metabolites which is present in the plant material, which is biologically active. So what you need to do, if you want to isolate or extract biologically active compound, then you need to use the polar solvents to isolate polar constituents. Especially you can select water, ethanol, methanol, and sometimes non-polar compounds also. Sometimes it is useful in the biological activity. So you can have a mixture of methanol and chloroform or methanol and dichloromethane, so that you can isolate both polar and non-polar compounds together in the one extraction by using one solvent system. And different solvent systems are available to extract the bioactive compounds from natural products. So if you want to isolate hydrophilic compounds, means polar solvents to be used like methanol, ethanol, or ethyl acetate. Or if you want to extract more lipophilic compounds like lipid soluble compounds or non-polar compounds, then you can use dichloromethane or a mixture of dichloromethane and methanol 1:1 ratio. So this is what we practice normally. So after the extraction, what we do, we go for concentration of the extract by using rotary evaporator. And rotary evaporator control temperature and pressure is very, very important. And after that, what we do, we go for isolation and identification. So isolation, normally we use column chromatographic method and other chromatography method for isolation. And the next one is identification. We can identify the phytoconstituents based on the phytochemical screening, like normal qualitative analysis. And now we have ATR, attenuated total reflectance, so that whatever because mainly FTIR is mainly used to identify the functional group, and ATR is something like similar like FTIR. You can get FTIR spectrum. So at the same time, that can compare with the existing molecules already which is available. So those database already stored in that system, so that when you do ATR of any of the compounds, so it automatically detect whether that compound is matched with which of the compound already existing one, so that it is easy for you to predict the compound before you go for a further characterization. So you get some kind of idea based on the ATR. And normally we use column chromatography method for isolation, but we have nowadays flash column chromatography. So this is the flash column chromatography. So here now we have a monitor which is attached with the flash column chromatography, so that it is easy for you to monitor the fractionation of each and every movements, and that will be recorded in the system, and you can monitor the things. And it is not necessary, sometimes the researcher is supposed to be sit and monitor all the time. It is a computerized one. So if we fix something, that automatically mix the solvent, and mixture of solvents will pass through the column, and automatically you can isolate the compound. This is one of the easiest way and the method to isolate the phytoconstituents from the medicinal plant. After the extraction and isolation, we go for characterization. So characterization normally starts from UV visible spectroscopy, and IR spectroscopy is mainly used to determine the functional group, and 1D and 2D NMR spectroscopy mainly used to determine the number of carbons, number of hydrogens, and what is the position of hydrogens and the carbons that can be identified. And mass spectroscopy is mainly used to determine the molecular weight and molecular formula of the compound. So this is what we really practice in the current research in the laboratory. So if you have master students or PhD students, most of them normally what they do, they follow this kind of method only. So they select some medicinal plant, they go for authentication, and they do collection. So after collection, what they do, they go for extraction by using the suitable solvent. Then after extraction, they do concentration. After concentration of the extract, they go for isolation. So isolation means isolation of phytoconstituents. So after isolation, they do characterization. Then in the meanwhile, after that, what they do in vitro studies by using some cell lines, or maybe they can do they do antioxidant, antimicrobial. There are so many in vitro methods are available. So based on the in vitro methods, they select some potent extract or maybe the isolated compounds to further proceed for an in vivo studies by using experimental animals. So this is what we practiced traditionally. So what my presentation is, so how we can convert this traditional method into an innovative product. See, for example, when you look at the drug discovery and development parts, so whatever we have been discussed so far, that is time-consuming process. It takes a lot of time actually to come up with one single drug into the market. It takes 10 to 15 years of time. It is not so easy, and you need a lot of money also to do those kind of research. And even the industry people nowadays are not doing much because they have to spend a lot of money to for the drug discovery and development. So whatever the new companies, they are not much focusing on the research and development side. So normally they do some kind of formulation. They do the very simple research only. They don't go for something drug discovery and development because that is a lengthy process actually. So now I'm going to cover how you can convert this basic research and how you can convert this natural products into a innovative natural products, how we can convert into a prototype. So I will show some of the example which we have been done in our laboratory. Even my student, they come up with some kind of new innovative ideas, and that we have been implemented something out from the pharmacy field as well. So that will be useful for the other people also to learn how the innovative products will be and how you can be innovative in future. So the first product which I am going to show you is it is a fingerprint powder, which is mainly used for the crime scene investigation, especially the forensic officer. Normally, they use any kind of crime scene. So when they want to look at the fingerprint, normally they use some kind of powder. But normally the powder, what they use it, that is made up of synthetic chemicals, especially the heavy metals. So that can be toxic to the forensic officer as well as to the public as well as to the environment. So when how this idea got it by my student is because actually nearby actually neighbor of my student actually there was a theft that time. Then when she looked at there was a forensic officer came for the investigation, and they use some kind of powder to visualize the fingerprint to identify the criminals actually. Then when we look at this one, we got an idea what is the fingerprint powder that has been used by the forensic officer. So then immediately we thought why we should not come up with some alternative fingerprint powder which is made up of natural products. Then we thought of doing brainstorming, and we come up with some idea. Okay, so any fingerprint powder, the fingerprint powder is white in color. So we should get something white in color. So then only we can visualize some kind of fingerprint. So then immediately what we got idea why we should not use some kind of starch powder which is already obtained from the plant seeds because that is white in color. So immediately what we have done, we tried with so many seeds which is already available in the uh, means which can be a waste product actually because normally the seeds, any kind of seeds of the plant material which is normally especially like durian seeds and also rambutan seeds and also one more thing the jackfruit seeds that are not much useful sometimes because people normally they eat the fruits and normally they throw the seeds. So what we have done, we collect those seeds and we made it into a fine powder form, and we have used the sieve to get the fine powder like something like fingerprint powder, and that we have been used as a alternative fingerprint powder to check the fingerprint of fingerprint mainly used for the crime scene investigations. So this is the fruit which is very easily available in Malaysia. Even in India also it is available, durian fruits. It is containing a very big seed actually. And normally these seeds are discarded and that is not useful for any medicinal purpose. So what we have been done, we made it into a powder form, and that we have been used as a fingerprint analysis. So this is something like out of box. It is not related to pharmacy field, but this project has been done by the pharmacy students. And the advantages later, because we tried so many seeds, and later we come to what is the advantages of each seed. The green technology and non-toxic effect, and it can give better visualization fingerprint existing. Okay. Next one, the second innovative product that what we have been made is ultrasound gel. So this idea also got it by my student. So when they went to clinic, they observed there was some kind of ultrasound gel which can be used as one of the conductive medium to check the ultrasound images and also for the physiotherapy treatment. Then we did some kind of literature review how this ultrasound gel is made up of. What is the chemical that has been used to made up of. Then we come to know it is made up of by using carbapol or 940 polymer and phenoxyethanol, which is allergic to skin and also very expensive. So immediately what we have done, we thought to make some kind of ultrasound gel by using natural source. So what we have been done, we prepared plant starch and we used plant starch, corn starch, and potato starch as well as the alternative for the commercially available ultrasound gel. So we have the formula and we made it into a ultrasound gel form. And later on, we did some kind of study also because without comparison, you cannot say your product is good when compared to the existing product. So we have done comparison between the ultrasound gel, which is made up of by ourselves, and also the existing product, which is already available in the market. So when we did the comparison, we come to know our product is having a high resolution when you check the ultrasound images, especially kidney, gallbladder, and even the heart part, any kind of organs you can scan. When you do scanning, the visualization and the clarity of the images are uh, very high quality when compared to the existing product. And this product we have been recommended to the physicians and radiologists as well as the physiotherapists to use it in their daily use when they use the ultrasound machine, because normally the ultrasound gel is used everywhere when they want to do any kind of scanning or even ECG recording also, there will be a gels are used. And nowadays there is one innovative product also available, that is something like tape type. So that also done by the innovators. So you can get idea everywhere. The thing is, once you get an idea, you need to search, you need to do some kind of groundwork to know what is the product, what is how it is made up of, how you can come up with a new product. And I'm going to show some other product also, which is innovative product. So this one is red cabbage as used as a pH indicator. So this red cabbage is containing anthocyanin, is one of the main ingredient which can change color depends on the pH. So that is why what the research, the innovator has been done. This solution can be used to detect the pH of any acidic solution. So based on the color, you can tell easily. It is not required. You need to go for pH meter or pH paper is not required. So this extract can be used to determine the pH of any acidic or basic solutions. And this is another innovative product, which is encapsulated soft gelatin capsule for pharmaceutical and nutraceutical applications. So it is a combination of trigona honey, olive oil, and black seed oil. So normally the soft gelatin gel is made up of some kind of chemicals and gelatin material, but this one is made up of trigona honey, olive oil, and black seed oil. So this will be completely natural 100%, and this already available in the market as well. So once you made this kind of capsule, later on you can fill the medications which you want to put in the soft gelatin. Then this is another innovative product, that is scaffolds from seaweed. It is made up of from cocktail powder for bone tissue engineering, because normally any kind of bone injury, normally they use some kind of synthetic materials, which is non-biodegradable materials used for the tissue engineering. But this product is made up of with seaweeds and cocktail powder, and which possess desired strength, flexibility, and porosity. And this is another innovative product, which is a mobile antibiotic sensitivity testing. So normally when we do any microbial studies, so we do disk diffusion method to determine the zone of inhibition. So this one, the innovators, they come up with some kind of machine. So what you can do after the inhibition time, So you can keep the Petri dish plate inside the instrument, so that automatically calculate the zone of inhibition. And in the system, in the software itself, it is loaded with some information about the standard antibiotics. So this can give automatically compare your results with the standard antibiotics. So no need to use some standard antibiotics to check what is the zone of inhibition and what is the difference between the zone of inhibition of the tested compounds and also to the standard. So this system will automatically detect the zone of inhibition. So because normally when we do antimicrobial studies, normally the students they use Vernier scale to calculate the zone of inhibition. Okay, so this kind of innovative product only I'm asking you need to have collaborative, because you may get idea, but the main problem is we don't collaborate with other people to make it into a product form, because your idea can be done research wise, you can do as a pharmacist. But if you want to make some kind of device, some kind of instrument, then you should depend somebody from the engineering background, because engineering people they know how to make instrument, they know how to make device, they can make so many softwares as well. So this way only we need to have collaboration. Okay. So next will be rapid detection of methicillin and vancomycin resistant Staphylococcus aureus by a newly developed cold chain free PCR assay. Because normally, if you want to detect any MRSA or maybe vancomycin Staphylococcus resistant Staphylococcus aureus, what you need to do? You need to go for PCR assay method, so which takes long period of time to get the result. But this kit will give very fast result within 5 hours of time. A very fast manner you get the result. And even this instrument can be used in the ordinary hospital. And this is another innovative product. I think this many of them knows about this product. It is a smart vein locator with depth and thickness information. So many people skin the color, sometimes very difficult to find the veins. So the what innovator they did, they come up with some kind of visualizer which can visualize the vein. So no need to search vein where it is located. So it is easy for the nurse or maybe the doctors to put some injection, or maybe they can use this one for the blood collection. So this will be very, very useful actually. So this way the PharmD students, those are not doing natural product based research, they can do some kind of innovations, something related to this kind of product. So because this will be useful to the useful mainly in the health sector, especially in the clinic, and this can be used for the nurses and as well as to the doctors. So you can get some idea, something like that. And TB nanosets test kit to detect Mycobacterium tuberculosis. And the test kit also nowadays very, very famous. So now any kind of infection or disease, the people or maybe the person, they want to know the result immediately. So if, for example, if you send the sample to the laboratory, ask them to detect whether it is whether the Mycobacterium tuberculosis is present or not, it takes a lot of time actually. So by using this test kit, you can get the result within 10 minutes of time. Okay, for example, now COVID-19 also, we are mainly depending on PCR analysis. So instead of that one, if we found, yeah, in a way, we have so many, I think, test kit to analyze that one, but still that is not, we didn't get the successful and 100% accurate test kit to use it for the COVID-19 detection. So as some innovators now still, even the ICMR is working on this one for the COVID-19 infection detection. So like that, the innovator we can think, we can come up with some detection kit to test some kind of infection like tuberculosis, and oral HPV 16 lab kit. We have the test kit to detect oral HPV 16 human papillomavirus. And we have the test kit to use home care uric acid reader. This is mainly useful for the gout patients. And we have the test kit to test for leptospirosis. So leptospirosis is one of the infections mainly transmitted from animals to human, which is very common in Asian countries, especially Malaysia, Thailand, and Singapore. So previously what they do, they take the blood sample and they send it to the laboratory, it takes a lot of time actually. So now we have the test kit. So from that test kit, you can get the result within 15 minutes and you can start to diagnose the person for the leptospirosis if it is positive. So something, this kind of innovation only we are expecting from the students. And this way, the student will become innovator and their product also will be sell it in the market. So they will become a business person, not the normal routine pharmacist, what they do exactly. So they will be something different from the others. And this is the rapid test kit for a dengue fever. So previously dengue fever, dengue we cannot confirm immediately. So we need to send the sample to the laboratory to get the results. But now we have the test kit to identify the dengue fever within 10 minutes of time. And this is one of the natural product, which is tea honey. Mainly, this one is obtained from Indonesia, and this has been used to avoid vomiting during the pregnancy time of women. Because normally during the pregnancy time, vomiting is one of the common symptoms. So, problem that may come across by all the women. So normally they take some kind of medications to avoid vomiting, but this honey will reduce nausea and vomiting for the pregnancy woman. And this one is emo cookies. Emo cookies is made up of eggshell and Moringa oleifera. You know, these moringa leaves as a healthy and nutritional cookies. So normally, if you ask the elder people or maybe the children, sometimes they don't take some kind of greeny leaves. So they want something. They like cookies. So what the researcher and innovator, what they think, what they thought, they come up with the product like cookies, which is made up of some kind of herbal ingredients. So this will give automatically the childrens, they like to eat these cookies at the same time, which is containing some herbal ingredients, which is useful to the which will give more benefit to the health. Similarly, the chocolate, which is made up of some kind of herbal ingredients, and the innovator also come up with the herbal ice cream. The herbal ice cream, which is made up of one of the plant material, which is used for antioxidant and anti-diabetic. And this is one of the very interesting product, palm pillow. So normally the pillow is made up of with cotton material, and this one is something different, which has been added with filled with Vitex negundo leaves. So it is called as nochi leaves actually. So which can give some kind of calmness and stress freeness to the customers normally. So when you inhale the smell of that plant leaves, automatically your stress will be released. So that is what they thought, and they put instead of cotton this material, and along with that they also add some kind of music and massager also, because customer satisfaction is very important. Normally when you sell it normal pillow with some kind of leaves, people they may deny to buy. So instead of that one, if you put some kind of music and massager as well, so automatically they get interest to use this kind of pillow. So that is what innovator normally they think. So you need to include some additional things to make satisfy your customer, because customers are very important when you make any kind of innovative products, because they are the end users. Because when you make any innovative product, so that reach to the customers, so they are the end user actually. So they must be satisfied. So you can include something to satisfy the customer. So then only you can withstand in the market. Then this one is Corsa gel, which is made up of corn silk. So it is not made up of corn starch. It is corn silk, which is one of the waste material. So this is one of the example how you can convert the waste material into a useful product. For example, this product is used to heal diabetic foot ulcers. It is free from paraben actually. And another one, Plactanthus ambicanus based mosquito repellent liquid. So normally whatever the mosquito repellent liquid which is currently available in the market made up of synthetic chemicals, which may be allergic to many people actually. So this one is made up of natural products. So you can use natural oil or natural extract as one of the main ingredient in this mosquito repellent. So this is also very useful actually, because in villages there are some traditional practitioners. Normally, they use some kind of plant material. They make some kind of smoke type that can avoid uh, and that can kill the mosquitoes. So those kind of plant material you need to choose as one of the ingredient in the plant material. And this is another product, that is mosquito repellent spray. The previous one, what you have seen, that is liquid. This one is spray, which is made up of herbals. And this also can prevent the mosquito bite and keep us safe. And Cervix Randu honey to treat cervical cancer. This product is available in Malaysia, not in Malaysia. It is available in Indonesia actually. So this Randu honey contains some flavonoids, including quercetin, luteolin, and phenosembrin and reishi. So this has been used to treat cervical cancer, and this has been proven already with many in vitro and in vivo studies. And this is already available in the market. It is not like something like they exactly mentioned it can be used for cervical cancer, but if you take this honey regularly, this can be one of the very best treatment for the cervical cancer. Then next one is food freshness sensing device, because normally if any kind of food product, vegetables or maybe meats, when it is contaminated, we may not, there is no device to check the contamination. So the innovator, they come up with a device which can detect based on the gas release from the contaminated food. So this something out of box from the pharmacy side. So I'm asking the faculty members and also the students to think something like this out of box, so that this kind of product very easy to make it, and it can be easy to cover many customers, and you can proudly can say that this product is yours, and this is your technology, something like that. And this is another product, that is Nochi patch, which can be used as a head patch or as inhalant in hot water. So normally in the villages, normally use this Nochi leaves for some kind of, for the treatment of headache and sinus problem. So for example, normally if you sell Nochi leaves extract or maybe some other form, people, they don't buy. So what the innovators they did, they put this Nochi leaves extract as an ingredient in the Nochi patch, means the patch which is containing this extract. So when you put this patch in the head, automatically the headache will be relieved, and also at the same time you can use this one for the treatment of sinus problem, and this also strengthen the lungs and the immune system as well. So that is why how the usage of all the natural products. You have done a lot of research. We have done so many publication as well. So now the thing is how you can make use of those information to product form. And the product form also, we have to be innovative, something like this one, Nochi patch. Instead of coming with extract or maybe some kind of oils or creams, so you can make this kind of product. So this will be very easy to attract the customers. Then hand sanitizer, which is made up of basil leaves, which can be fight against bacteria and virus. And this is wound healing ointment, which is made up of Bromelaina odorata leaves. And this product is from papaya. The concentrated papaya juice can be used as an alternative sweetener for the normal sugar. And this can be used mainly for the diabetic patients. And this is another very good example for the waste material into a product form. So this is normally when we eat banana and we throw the banana peels. But banana peels is containing so many ingredients which can be benefit to the skin. And what the innovator they did, they come up with a product which can be used to remove scars in skin. And this is really very effective. And Ivaco gel, which is made up of rambutan peels, because rambutan fruits is edible one and which is very famous in Malaysia. And this peels normally the people they throw it, and this can be used as used to prevent dental plaque on teeth. And this one is more related to the paramedical side. So it is a medicated eyeliner. This is not a normal eyeliner which is used in cosmetic purpose. So this is special eyeliner which is containing a medications which can be used to include some kind of ophthalmic medications. So, and this can reduce the risk of infections. So far I have been covered many innovative products which has been done by the innovators. And now I'm going to cover more related on cosmetic, because cosmetic products are very there is a trend nowadays, because many people they started off using cosmetic products. So if you make cosmetic products by using a natural product, that will be very useful to the customers and also to the society. And as you know, the importance of cosmetic has increased as many people, because the people they want to stay young and attractive. Previously, even the cosmetics are used by only the ladies. Nowadays, even the gents also started off using many cosmetic products. So the cosmetic product is having the huge market value. So, and very easy for the natural product researchers to convert the natural product into a cosmetic product. And this can be applied in the face or body, and it can be useful for many purposes. So why I am telling cosmetic products are having the huge market? The recent survey indicating that recent survey conducted by the researchers, they indicated that in 2018, the market value for cosmetic and personal care product is 700 billion US dollars. So when you look at the nutraceuticals, which is useful for the health, actually, that is 175 billion only. So we are spending more money for the cosmetic and personal care products when compared to nutraceuticals. So based on this, you can easily come to know the market value of cosmetic products and the importance of cosmetic products by the customers. So that is why I'm asking the young researchers and the faculty members, so you can make some kind of product by using a natural source for the cosmetic product especially. So I'm going to highlight some of the product which has been used in the cosmetics purpose. And this is one of the products, Citrus Passion Soap, which is containing citrus, hystrix leaf oil, and aloe vera. So it is claimed to be used for cancer-related infections, because normally there are so many herbal soaps are available even in the market. But how you can make difference is you can make some kind of difference which can be useful for some kind of skin infections, especially this is very narrow, that is cancer-related skin infections. But if you make some kind of soap, maybe you can use some ingredients which can be useful for the psoriasis or maybe the other common skin infections, so that your product reach to the many customers. Because cancer-related skin infection, not many patients they buy this kind of product, but still this product can be sell it in the market. And next will be anti-aging cream, which is made up of basil leaves due to the presence of antioxidant ingredients. And this one is Miracle Eye Cool pack, which is containing tea powder, peel cucumber, carrot, and aloe vera gel powder. Because normally, this is one of the best innovation in my side actually. Because normal the Eye Cool pack, which is containing some kind of synthetic material to make coolness, but this is something like which is made up of natural source. So all the 4 natural ingredients which is included in the Eye Cool pack, which can give some kind of relaxation and some kind of coolingness to the skin, as well as mainly it gives some kind of relaxation to the especially in the eyes. Then healing herbal cream, which is made up of guar leaves, aloe vera, turmeric, and neem leaves. So as we know, as a natural product researchers, we know these are the ingredients are so long, so many research has been done. Even still, if you look at the curcumin, so many research still going on, and they have been proven this can be used for many medicinal purposes. So, but we very rarely we see the product in the market. So what we can do, we can make some kind of cosmetic product which can be useful to treat some kind of bacterial infection. So this is the antibacterial soap. And Medi Aloe soap, which is containing aloe vera, coconut oil, and cinnamomum verum. This can be used for many health skin. And this is another innovative product, which is 3D printed skincare products. Because normally this kind of facial mask, normally it is one type only, which is containing mixture of ingredients will be present in throughout the mask. But normal that the present one is, it is having, you can put different ingredients in different parts. So you can look at in the mask, there is a different color, right? So you can include different ingredients which will give different beneficial to the customers. So this way nowadays the innovators started up working on that, and this product still not available in the market, still I think in process. I think you can see this product in maybe in 1 or 2 years of time in the market. And this is another product which is micro needle patches, which is containing some natural ingredients. And normally in any natural product, cosmetic product, when you look at retinol is one of the main ingredient has been used. But retinol may not be suitable for many skin types. So for example, you go to market, you take some product and look at what is the ingredients which is present. They normally mention retinol. But nowadays, the retinol can be replaced with bocachiol, which is obtained from the natural source. And this has lot of medicinal benefits. Especially this can be used for many skin infection as well. And the plant name is Soralia parallifera, which is widely used in Indian as well as Chinese medicine to treat variety of diseases. So this can be this has been used as one of the alternative for retinol. And bakuchiol is having lot of advantages when compared to retinol, which include smoothness texture, less hyperpigmentation, and restored elasticity as well. And which is having this bakuchiol in medicine for its healing properties, including treatment for rashes and calming redness and healing cuts. So there are so many medicinal uses already reported on bakuchiol. So based on that information, what researchers not normally they do publication only. So what innovator they do, from that publication they get information, and from that information they make into a product. So but the product will reach into the society. But whatever the research that you have been done and published, that only reach only to the researchers only in the those are doing research especially on that particular field only. So that way, that is why we need to think something different when compared to others. So bakuchiol, it is suitable for most skin types and has benefits that extend far beyond a renewed glow. And another one is CBD oil. It is cannabis oil, also one of the main ingredients nowadays, mainly obtained from cannabis sativa. So this also nowadays one of the main ingredients, especially to treat some kind of skin infections like psoriasis, eczema. So this CBD oil has been used as one of the ingredients in soap formulation, soap preparation, and also in some kind of cosmetic formulations. This is mainly used to treat some kind of inflammation, even up to the root level. And this can be used as an anti-aging purpose also. So to avoid aging, maybe CBD oil has been used and many report has been published already. And now the innovators, they come up with a product by using this cannabidiol oil. And polyhydroxy acid, which is obtained from apricot. Previously, in the cosmetic product, normally they use alpha hydroxy acid and beta hydroxy acid, which is salicylic acid, as one of the ingredient. But nowadays we have polyhydroxy acid, which is mainly obtained from this fruit, apricot, you know. So one of the main ingredient is polyhydroxy acid that has been used as one of the ingredient in the cosmetic product. So next I'm going to highlight what are the important medicinal plants. Maybe the future researchers, the next part will be very useful because I'm going to cover 10 very commonly used medicinal plants which can be used for the cosmetic formulations. So these are the medicinal plants which are very easily available in all over the places. Even in Tamil Nadu, for example, any places you can find all these plants which is already available and easy to collect and easy for you to do some kind of research, or maybe you can make some innovative product. Okay. So the first one is aloe vera. Aloe vera is mainly used in lipstick, hand cream, and facial cream production. And is a natural moisturizer, skin smoother. Because of its antioxidant and antimicrobial and anti-inflammatory products, this has been used for many cosmetic formulation, and which gives, you can see many cosmetic product which is already available in the market, especially made up of natural products, aloe vera may be one of the main ingredient because it is having antibacterial, antioxidant, and anti-inflammatory as well. So whenever you choose any plant for to make any cosmetic formulations, you have to look at mainly the antioxidant properties, antibacterial, as well as the anti-inflammatory properties. So that will give more beneficial to the skins, especially for the skin infections as well as for the inflammation as well. And curcuma longa, the curcumin is one of the main ingredient which is present in curcuma longa, which is beneficial in reducing unnecessary facial growth, facial hair growth, and curing and reducing acne formation and improving skin complexion because it is containing antioxidant ingredient, that is curcumin. So there are a lot of research has been done in curcuma longa and curcumin, but when you look at in the market, not many products are available. So as an innovator, we need to make a product something by using the natural ingredients. Next one, Coccus nucifera, which is made up of coconut oil, which can be used as a in the preparation of massage oil and also used in the preparation of soap. And cucumber is effective in cooling because many people they use this cucumber during the summer season. But we normally use directly the plant material. Instead of that one, the innovator they come up with a product which has been used this Cucumis sativus as one of the ingredient, and that is even some products are already available even in the market as well. But you can make some kind of different product when compared to the existing products. So that is still considered as an innovative products. Next, tea tree is mostly used in oil form and which can be used for the preparation of lip balm and lipstick. And Punica granatum is containing antioxidant ingredients, and this can be used for skin whitening and skin repairing. Normally, they use the Punica granatum, means the pomegranate peels only, not the fruits. So normally the peels is one of the waste material after eating the fruits. So that peels can be converted into a prototype, and that can be used and very they done a lot of research as well on this one, and they already found that it can be used for the treatment for skin whitening and skin repairing. Similarly, papaya, which can be used in treating many skin problems, which is containing antioxidant, antibacterial, and anti-inflammatory ingredients. Then mangosteen. Mangosteen is a safe ingredient in the hair growth and hair tanning products. And Hibiscus rosa sinensis also used in the treatment of hair loss, especially in the villages side. Normally they use this one for the additional hair growth and to avoid graying of hair color. So, but they normally traditionally they use, but there is no product available in the market. So what the innovator they can do, you can come up with some product which can be used to increase the hair volume and also to slow down the graying hair process and reducing the hair loss. So this is one of the best medicinal plant which can be used for the hair treatment. And henna, as we know, Lawsonia intermis, this also has been used in cosmetic products formulations. It can be used for the treatment of wound healing and for wound healing and skin repairing activities. So these are some of the products. Maybe in the future, the faculty members or maybe the students, those are interested in cosmetic product formulation, especially made up of natural product, or if you want to create some kind of innovative products, so you can make some product based on this plant material, because these plant materials are very easily available, easy to collect and do the research as well as the innovative product. So my final conclusion is, in every day, the new ideas are generated in the business world. So because business, you know, you should have some kind of innovative ideas. Then only you can withstand in the business. So every day new products are created, new methods are created, are executed, and the customer satisfaction is very, very important, because based on the customer needs only, you need to prepare innovative products. For example, if you prepare some innovative product which is not useful to the customers, definitely that is going to be waste only, because that innovative, because the end users or customers, they must know, they must have some kind of benefits based on your product, then only you can withdraw in the market as well. So customer needs also continuously changing, because the product, service or idea that you may offer today, they may not like tomorrow. For example, today some product may be having high successful rate, maybe after few years if you look at that product, the people they don't like it because they want something new all the time. So that is what the innovators we need to think about. We need to think something innovative all the time, every year or every 2 years you need to come up with a new product always. So because the customers they're looking for something convenient for them to use all kind of product. So in order to stay on top of customers needs, we need to be very innovative. So innovations using natural products plays a major role for entrepreneurship in pharmacy and pharmacy education, and will assist in establishing a pharmacist entrepreneur. So this way we can produce many pharmacist entrepreneurs. So it is not necessary after completion of the course, the student no need to wait for the job to go for other places. So they can plan something based on their innovative idea. They can create some product, and that can be utilized as well. And from that, they can make a small scale industry, and they can give many jobs to others as well. So my final message to the faculty members and faculty members, those are interested in incorporating entrepreneurship education in schools or colleges of pharmacy, can implement the innovation culture among students. So the faculty members, you need to, because our students are more innovative, they are more creative as well. So how we are going to make them as an innovator? So you have to motivate them to do some kind of innovative project. Otherwise, if you, for example, if you ask them to do normal project, ready-made project, easily they do it. That everyone can do it, because if you give the procedure, any person can do it. Innovation means you need some kind of motivation to the students. So automatically, the students they can come up with many innovative products, and that will be very useful to the economy development of the country as well. Because the economy is not mainly on the research. We mainly focus on research, but we need to focus more on innovation as well. So that way we can improve our economy and our country economy as well. And we are not no need to depending on some other countries, because when you look at the product in the market, many products which comes from other countries. So when you make a product, so you can probably say that this is made in India or made in our own country, so that the people they like, and our economy also will be definitely developed. So with that, I would like to thank everyone for listening my presentation, and I also would like to thank organizer for giving me an opportunity. And so thank you very much, and I will leave it to the organizer for the Q&A session. Hello. Yeah, thank you very much.
Thank you, Professor. Thank you,
Yeah.
Professor. Really, we had a wonderful, informative presentation, Professor.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you very much, sir.
Thank you. Any questions? Any questions?
So there is a question in the chat box.
So if there is any questions or queries, maybe you can.
So there is a
Don't
question
hesitate
in
to ask. Yeah.
the chat box, sir. The chat box.
Yeah, I didn't see any.
I will read.
Yeah, can you read the questions from
Yes,
the
sir.
chat box?
So the meaning of pharmacy is medical shop.
Yeah.
The medical shop is include all type of medicines, including allopathy and Siddha, Ayurvedic, etc.
Yes.
So pharmacy is held responsible for all the um, department of medicine.
Yeah.
Recently, the PharmD graduates are called as clinical quality control. Then we will treat the patient in all department of medicine.
நான் தான் கத்துனானே தெரியல.
Sir, if yes means our syllabus cannot include this. All nowadays, one pharmacist is well known of allopathy medicine. We don't know anything about Sita or. So his question is, PharmD is mainly focused on allopathic practice.
Yeah.
There is no focus in alternative medicine. What is your opinion on that, sir?
Actually, the PharmD is mainly focused on allopathic drugs only, that I accept it. But at the same time, as a pharmacist, you must know other kind of medicines as well. So that will be very useful. Now, even the COVID-19 also, now everywhere they started off treating with some Ayurvedic, Siddha, and even the homeopathy treatments. So as a pharmacist, because pharmacist is not only the Bachelor of Pharmacy students, PharmD students also as a pharmacist. So pharmacists must know about all the medicines. So I think at least one or two subjects they supposed to include to know about other treatments also, because that will be more useful for the PharmD students. Otherwise, they may not be knowing, they may be totally out from Ayurvedic side. So my opinion is, any kind of this one PharmD syllabus, at least few subject they must include something related to this one. And even when they go for practice also, they must know they must know about the treatment option for the Ayurvedic formulations as well. So they can give some kind of counseling to the patients. Otherwise, they can give counseling about only the allopathic drugs only. So they may, if they know something about Ayurvedic, then only they can counsel, they can give some kind of counseling and also some kind of advice to the patients as well. So it is very important actually. And innovation is very, very important. Innovation, there is no boundary. It is not for B.Pharm students or maybe the PharmD students. It is even the school students, they can come up with some innovation or innovative products. I don't know about the syllabus of PharmD in India and other places. We need to include one of the component, that is innovation and entrepreneurship, so that the student, they come to know after the B.Pharm or PharmD, at least they come to know what are the other career opportunities. If they don't wait for a job, at least they have the technology or something, they have the mindset up to develop something. Definitely they can survive in the market, and they can create so many jobs to others actually if they are innovative. So yeah, I think.
Thank you, sir. So there is a question. So you have told about lot of herbal cosmetics and the market value of cosmetics. But when you are coming to the herbal cosmetics, it's belonging to the particular sector of people, like for higher class,
Yeah, that is right.
higher income people, because the cost of the product. Second, that best batch variation between the geographical variations, sir.
Yeah, that is true actually. Actually, the disadvantages of the natural product is, if you use the natural product extract, so that will be vary from one place to another place. Even though if you use the same plant or maybe the same species, even depends on the collection of time, and that is the one of the main disadvantages of the natural products. That is why we need to do standardization. We should come to know what is the ingredients which are present in the any kind of extract, so that when you use to make any kind of product, if certain limitations will be there, if for example, if this particular constituents are present in this percentage, then only this can be included in that product, something as well, something like that. So standardization is very, very important, and that is one of the crucial part of natural products. And one more thing about the cost wise, I accept that something expensive, but at the same time, what we need to do as an innovator, we need to come up with a product which can be low cost, so that can be reached even to the poor people, not to the rich people. So that is what innovator need to think. You have to think about how you can bring the product that can reach, that can even the poor people can buy. I think that if you do more research on more creative ideas with that, if you make some product, I think it is possible. It is not like many products only useful for the rich people. Even that is why we need to do our local product. Not we should not depending on the uh, other countries' product, because definitely if you bring any product from other countries, definitely that the price will be too high, and definitely the poor people, they cannot buy, they cannot afford that one. So that is why we have to make product on our own country name, and it must containing some very cheap ingredients, so that that will give more beneficial to the society, and everyone can buy and everyone can use it, and we can proudly can say that that is your technology you have come up with. That is why, as an innovator, you need to come up with a solution. Yeah.
Thank you, sir. So generally, for an innovator, they're having two difficulties, sir.
Yes.
One is commercialization.
Yeah.
Second one is the large scale production.
Yeah.
So they are definitely they will face difficulty in two things, sir. Like when in the
Yeah.
small scale it may produce a good result.
Yeah.
When they are going for a large scale, they lost their potency, and due to that they have some negative impact also. So
Yeah.
how
Yeah.
to overcome these two things, sir?
Yeah, commercialization, that is a, you need to have some kind of tie-up with the industries. Okay, for example, as a student or maybe the faculty member, you may come up with some product which may be very beneficial actually, but you cannot make that product into a commercialization form. So what you need to do, you have to first, what you need to do, you have to do patent registration. That is very important, because without patent registration, if you give your formula or maybe the, that means if you do some innovative, you should not go for immediately for the publication. You have to do patent registration, because if you publish, then automatically people, they know the formula. So according to the formula, they manufacture on them, by them, and they easily they sell it in the market. So if you get those ideas or something, if you find some uh, high impact of results, then immediately go for patent registration. So once you done the patent registration, then you can approach some industries who is doing manufacturing of those herbal products. Then definitely the people may recognize your idea, and with them maybe you can make some product. Means the formulation can be done by the industry only, because as a single person, you cannot make product, and commercialization also is not so easy. So that is, you need to have a collaboration with some herbal industries, so that it is easy for your product to manufacture, as well as you can go for commercialization as well. We need to have a collaboration. Otherwise, by academic side, I think with because you need a little bit money as well to commercialize, to do marketing of any product. Because even though if you make product and make it into a final form of product, and up to the commercialization stage also, you need some people to do marketing job also. So you need to approach some industries, then tie up with them, then definitely that product can be commercialized.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, in the research, there is more focus on positive hypothesis.
Can you repeat your question, sir?
So in the research
Yeah.
nowadays, the people have more focused on positive hypothesis only, sir. They
The
are more
positive
result
hypothesis.
oriented, so they are
Yeah.
not ready to share their negative hypothesis. Even they are manipulating their results.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
can you share your opinion on that, sir?
Yeah. That also very common, because whatever the paper, research paper published, so everywhere you can see only the positive results only. That we cannot avoid, but what we can do, uh, that there are many results are like that only, but we cannot assure that whether really that is the true results or maybe the false results or not. But that is not ethical actually. So whatever the results that we get it, we supposed to uh, publish, or maybe that is what we need to practice actually. Even that is what we need to practice to our student actual. Otherwise, manipulation is uh, one of the main drawbacks in research, because based on that one, if you select some research, then definitely sometimes even you don't get the positive results which they get it by the earlier step. So that way you face the problem. That is why you need to test by yourself also to check the positivity of that particular compound or maybe the extract. Don't rely on because the earlier researcher report is just an how to say it is something like background for you to do innovative products. But you need to do a lot of tests on that to confirm the safety and efficacy of the product. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Sir, good
Any
afternoon,
other
sir.
questions?
Yes.
Sir, such type of product before going to launch commercialization, clinical trial is necessary, sir?
For example, cosmetic product, not much clinical trials. Even if you use any kind of natural products for external application, I think there is no issue. But if you want to make it something like internal medicine, then definitely the clinical trial is very, very important. But what I have been covered so far, these not required clinical trials. You can do normal in vitro studies and some human volunteers. You can do some allergic testing, and also you can take the skin sensitivity test. That is more than sufficient because you are the product which you are going to apply into the skin, that is not going to uh, give much toxicity, because that is why you need to do only normal toxicity profile test and skin sensitivity test, skin irritation test. So that is more than sufficient. No need to go for the clinical trials. But some internal medicines, if you make it by using the natural one, yes, you should go for the clinical trials. But even some medicines also nowadays they make it and they don't mention this can be used for exactly for the, for example, diabetes. This can be used for cancer treatment. They don't mention like that. So they make it something like normal food product type. So that will be easy to reach the customers and no need to do many studies as well. I hope that you can understand, because if you put something, this can be used for some kind of medication, then they're very difficult to get approval to go for the market. And if you, for example, nowadays, even recently, one of our professor recently made one kind of kashaya powder, which is containing some natural ingredients, and that has been used for many beneficial, health beneficial, even including recently that is mentioned as a, it can be used for the treatment of even COVID-19 patients. But that is not clearly mentioned. This can be used. That is just normally mentioned. This can be used for cough, cold, and also for the relief headache, something like that. Those ingredients. Those, if you put those kind of information in the label, I think it is easy to get approval. But before that, the toxicity is very, very important. You have to test whether your natural product is giving any toxic effect, and is there any kind of if, for example, cosmetic products, skin irritation and skin sensitization is very, very important. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
So even that is applicable to the Nochi batch also, sir?
Nochi patches, no, yeah, not
You have
required
told
for any
therapeutic
kind
line.
of this one. What is that? Clinical trials are not required actually. So that you are mentioning that it is containing some natural ingredients which can be used for some kind of relief. For example, it can produce some cooling effect. Even it can relieve headache. That is not necessary to go for clinical trials and all, because that is not internal one. That is external only. Just you are going to apply, or maybe just you are going to put along with the skin. So skin sensitization, skin irritation, those tests only very important.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Okay, sir. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you
Dr.
very much.
S. Mahendran, sir.
Yeah.
On behalf of our management of